From ancient fossils to evolutionary enigmas. The Chinese giant salamander is the largest amphibian alive today. Sadly, these creatures are critically endangered and face the threat of extinction. If we travel back over 200 million years, however, we find that giant amphibians were not only more common but also incredibly diverse, dominating many ecosystems. Among these ancient giants were the temnospondyls, arguably the most successful group of amphibians to ever exist. Over their 200 million year reign, they filled a wide range of ecological roles, sometimes even developing scales and becoming almost entirely terrestrial. Some grew to monstrous sizes, dwarfing even the largest Chinese giant salamanders, which can reach lengths of up to 1.8 meters. Certain temnospondyls, in fact, could grow to be 4 times that size. The origins of temnospondyls trace back 330 million years to the Carboniferous period, a time when terrestrial vertebrates were just beginning to emerge. These early amphibians had limbs that were far more developed than those of their fish-like predecessors, such as Hynarpedon. Other ancient amphibians, like Cretaceous, had tiny limbs and were often described as giant carnivorous tadpoles. Despite their diversity, some temnospondyls remained primarily aquatic, like Koolasuchus. During the Carboniferous, Europe and North America were covered in vast lowland swamps, providing ideal habitats for amphibians. However, one subgroup of temnospondyls, the Dicerophidae, became increasingly terrestrial by developing stronger vertebrae and more robust limbs. Some members of this group even had rows of small teeth on the roofs of their mouths, giving them a fearsome appearance. These creatures likely lived much like modern woodland salamanders, spending most of their lives on land. Despite their terrestrial adaptations, Dicerophids still relied on water for reproduction, as amphibian eggs lack the protective amnion that allows reptiles to lay eggs on land. This dependency on water limited their ability to thrive in drier environments. Around 305 million years ago, during the Carboniferous rainforest collapse, the world experienced a minor extinction event marked by dropping sea levels, rapid temperature changes, and a drier climate. Wetlands and rainforests shrank, including the decline of massive tree-like plants like Lepidodendron. Amphibians, particularly terrestrial species, suffered during this time, while reptiles and other non-amphibian tetrapods fared better due to their adaptability to arid conditions. This marked the beginning of a long-term trend where amniotes, creatures with amnion-protected eggs, began to dominate terrestrial ecosystems. During the Permian period, as the climate became increasingly arid, many terrestrial temnospondyls declined, though they continued to thrive in freshwater habitats. Some evolved into formidable semi-aquatic predators, like Eryops, which could grow up to 3 meters long. These creatures filled ecological niches later occupied by crocodiles, which had yet to evolve. Another group, the Archaeosauridae, even developed long, crocodile-like snouts. One member of this group, Koolasuchus, is estimated to have reached lengths of up to 9 meters, making it the largest amphibian ever known. Its slender snout suggests it may have hunted fish in a manner similar to modern gharials. The Permian ended 252 million years ago with the most severe mass extinction in Earth's history, driven in part by a dramatic rise in global temperatures. This made the planet even drier, severely impacting amphibians and many other species. However, amphibians quickly rebounded in the Triassic period with the emergence of stereospondyls, a new group that took over vacant ecological niches. Around 235 million years ago, a sudden increase in rainfall transformed ecosystems, creating wetter conditions that favored amphibians like Metaposaurus. These large aquatic predators became incredibly abundant, with fossils found across multiple continents. Some amphibians, like trematosauroids, even adapted to marine environments, thriving in coastal regions, a feat unmatched by any modern amphibian. By the Triassic, reptiles and other amniotes had firmly established themselves as the dominant terrestrial animals, while aquatic niches began to see competition from phytosaurs, turtle-like reptiles, and early crocodile-like creatures. As a result, giant amphibians gradually disappeared, nearly vanishing by the early Jurassic. Yet, one lineage of temnospondyls persisted until the Cretaceous period. About 120 million years ago, Australia was located near the South Pole, with parts of the continent within the Antarctic Circle. The region was cold, heavily forested, and possibly covered in sea ice during winter. In its rivers and lakes lived Koolasuchus, the last known temnospondyl. Measuring about 4 meters long, Koolasuchus resembled modern salamanders. It likely survived because the cold climate deterred crocodilians, which struggle in such conditions. However, as global temperatures rose around 110 million years ago, crocodiles returned, leading to the extinction of this final giant amphibian. Today, modern amphibians like salamanders and frogs, collectively known as Amphibia, are thought to have descended from a subgroup of temnospondyls, possibly the Dissaurophidae. While the age of giant amphibians has long passed, their legacy endures in the creatures we see today. Though no longer the dominant animals on Earth, their evolutionary journey reminds us of a time when amphibians ruled the planet. If you want to support me and this channel, consider becoming a Patreon. Thanks for watching.